This is episode number 4 of The Inspiring Talk with performance strategist and best-selling author Maruti Makwana. Welcome guys to The Inspiring Talk. My name is Vijay Gautam. I'm host for this show. Each week I interview today's most successful and inspiring personalities to help you realize your inner potential. So passionate about this one, guys. My today's guest is Maruti Makwana. Maruti is performance strategist and best-selling author of the book Power Wealth Formula. It was his first book, and this book got bestseller on Amazon business category on the day of its launch. Maruti has worked with an extensive range of people for years now, and he has delivered coaching sessions in companies like Microsoft, Wipro, Accenture, TCS, among others. Maruti's mission is to provide a system which can help every individual to grow their true potential to achieve success in their life. He has been able to touch so many lives through his books, seminars, online courses, and training programs. I got connected to Maruti recently and I have already learned a lot from him about digital marketing, creating passive income, and creating wealth. This man has proved that creating wealth is easy if you follow a system, and he has shared some of those in this episode. Guys, stay with me as Maruti is giving away 10 VIP ticket of his well-acclaimed Power Wealth Formula seminar, which his students pays 5,000 to attend. This ticket include a full day seminar with VIP sitting and lunch included on it. If you wish to be among those 10 people who get opportunity to meet and learn wealth secrets from Maruti in his seminar, stay with me as he talks about that in this episode. Guys, make sure you share this episode with your friends by visiting theinspiringtalk.com/04. That is theinspiringtalk.com/04. And now, without further ado, let me welcome the one and only Maruti Makwana. Welcome back, guys. Maruti Makwana is here with me. Welcome to the show, Maruti.
Thank you so much, Vijay.
I'm so excited and passionate about this. We connected recently when I saw your Amazon best-selling book, Power Wealth Formula. I was keen to learn Power Wealth Formula. You have been teaching for years now, and your book was bestseller on the day of its launch. We will talk about that in a while. When I spoke to you last night, I'm more excited about this one. I wish I could have recorded our call as you left some valuable insights there. I'm thrilled. I'm so glad that you are here with me today.
Well, I'm also equally excited, actually. So the feeling is mutual.
And I'm so grateful that you are giving away gift worth 50,000 rupees to my listeners. And thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And you come from Gujrati family, and Gujratis are well known for building a business empire.
Yes, you're right, Vijay, actually. And that's why most people, I think most Gujratis connect themselves with the business. But in my case, it's a bit different. I'm actually knowing the business, and that's why I'm running 2 different software companies successfully. And even I have given, training into a couple of IT giants and the corporate giants in my career.
So please share about your family a little bit. What did your parents do, and do you have siblings?
Yeah, sure. So I'm actually a typical Gujarati guy who born and brought up in Gujarat only. My mother is a housewife, and she helped my father on each and every step throughout the lifetime in growing kids, actually. And my father was a government employee, so he's retired now, but he was working for the government. And I have one younger brother who is again, done MBA and working in one of the software firm. So that is my family's, and I'm a proud father of a 5-year-old son. Okay, so that's it from my family background, actually. And if I talk about my educational background, I'm actually an engineer. After passing my engineering from Gujarat only, I wanted to try my luck, so I went to the Bangalore, actually. And
so was that after completion of your college or
yes,
after school?
Yes, no. That was after completion of my college, actually. So after completing my engineering, I got luckily good marks. I got distinctions and all these things. So and at that time, Bangalore was a IT hub, and even today also people call it Silicon Valley of India, actually. So I always wanted to work there because my background was software and technical, actually.
Mm-hmm. So you had been to Bangalore in search of job with that distinction mark sheet in your hand,
Yes.
expecting that you will get best out of that Silicon Valley in of India.
Yes, actually, I went there with two of my college friends. So we three actually went there to try our luck. But and within 2 months period, actually, we have given more than I have given more than 50 plus interviews, and luckily got rejected in all.
Oh,
Okay, so that is again the first tough step of my story actually, but that is perfectly fine. I didn't got my job, and later on I figured out what was the reason behind that actually. So I still remember that feeling when I give my mark sheet with a distinction to the interviewer, and that interview is going to make some hopeless faces, same like the doctors when they see your blood report and all the thing they create the faces. The same kind of feeling I got 50 times in each interview. And after 2 months, I decided to come back to Gujarat. So I came back to Ahmedabad. And then I started my first job with the salary of 4,500 rupees only.
really?
And
When was it?
That was in the year 2004.
2004. Okay.
And, I added that so-called working professionals title on myself actually at that time. But yeah, I'm good in realizing the things and making decisions actually. So somehow after this first job actually, within 8 months of period, I realized that this is not something which is giving me that feeling which I'm willing to do in my life actually. So that job I got, but within 8 months I quit that job. And
8 months and you quit your first job.
Yeah, 8 months I quit my first job. And even the surprising, or I can say the shocking thing is this, that those 8 months is the only period when I was employee of any company.
Ooh, that's so amazing. Only 8 months that you have been an employee, and after that you had been an employer.
No, I become a so-called freelance trainer. Okay. And
So
nobody
when what's your age when you started this training stuff?
I was 23.
Okay, you're 23, and by the way, I'm just 23. And at the age of 23, you started giving this corporate training,
Yes,
all this stuff.
I started applying everywhere wherever I get that thing. Now, one thing I decided that I want to go into the teaching field because I'm good in that I realized. But I never want to become a normal college teacher kind of thing actually. So I want to target my corporate clients actually. But a person who's having only 8 months of experience, and that also not in training, none of the corporate are going to give them a chance actually. So that was I can say the first step of my success, that that struggle which I've done at that time, that is something which is the main reason that I'm whatever I'm right now. It's because of that actually, because the decision which I've made, that was something which was really important for my life. And every time when I ask someone that whether I want to do this training field or not, everybody told me the same thing, that you should gain some experience first and then become a trainer.
Even a lot of people tell us to myself that you are still young to go out there and teach or train people out there. First you gain your experience itself. So I'm keen in knowing what was it that you were teaching or trying to teach people out there.
Look, actually, there are a couple of things which I'm teaching throughout my lifetime. But yeah, I started with the technical things because that was the only way for me to enter in the corporate industry. So I somehow figured it out that to enter in the corporate industry, the first thing, you should be a certified trainer. Okay. So I have done some of the Microsoft certifications at that time. Even my career also boomed because of some of the Microsoft technologies. And I hope you already know that, or I want to share with your listeners actually, that by the year 2009, I become Microsoft certified trainer on Microsoft cloud technologies. And that was a time when only, I think, 12 or 13 people were there in India who were MCTs. So
really?
Yes, and so I was one of them. So somehow again I achieved that, and because of that identity, people started giving me the work.
That's so great.
Even the technologies by which I started my career, it doesn't exist nowadays. So I don't want to talk about those technologies, but the point which I want to put across for your listeners is, if you actually have a desire to find out a way, nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you.
Yeah. Exactly. So coming out of a Gujarati family background and
Yeah.
having a limited skill in English, and you were taking up that step, and you knew that what you were doing at that time, or now you realize that, I mean, that was some
I'm
kind
telling you
of
frankly, when I started this first time, that was because I like teaching. Okay, that's why I started. But I want to share one incident which actually gave me the feeling that yeah, I'm good in this. Okay, so can I share that incident right now?
yeah, sure, please go ahead.
As I told you that I was struggling to get the first corporate client actually. First step is always tough. I believe in that. So when I got my first corporate client, I'll not share the name of the client because that is again a big organization. But I can tell you that city was actually Pune, and I was, as I told you, I was 30, so I was 23 only. And when I got my first assignment of the corporate training for a 23-year-old guy who was trying to settle down in the industry, that was awesome. But for a 23-year-old guy who was having a limited public speaking experience, that was terrifying.
Yeah.
So in one moment, I was happy also, and I was terrified also. So I still remember that incident, that training, that when I walked into that particular huge ballroom where where the tables were there in the lines, and it always going on and on and on. And I saw that 150 plus senior employees of the company were sitting there. And before I, start my session, when I, go on stage, everybody was, desperate to figure out that how this young fellow become the coach for the day.
Oh.
And, it was insanely nerve-wracking. And because for me, the biggest crowd which I have ever faced, that one, which was 150 plus. And, so I was totally socially awkward and nervous also. But I can tell you my voice was also shaking, but I don't know, when I was on the stage, suddenly something happened and I got the groove.
Ooh.
So, that's the same thing happens that, have you ever been telling a story to your friends and everything just start clicking into that? In my talk, automatically, jokes were landing and the things were going properly. The crowd was also loving and enjoying that thing. So even I improvised my talk right there on the spot when I was literally owning the room actually. So whatever preparation I have done in my from last previous couple of days were actually working when I was on the stage. And after handling that particular occasion, I learned a couple of things about the public speaking, which I never got anywhere in any book or by reading actually.
What was
so that
that?
was the number of things, like, anyone who has never spoken professionally before, the first time when you do that thing, that feeling is extraordinary. So if you give up at that time, you cannot, achieve that thing. The only thing is, no matter what happens, no matter you have never faced the challenge in your life ever again, the first thing which I learned is this: you have to face it without any fear. Okay, so I always say you have to be fearless to face the problem first. And the second thing is, I always say in my case, there are a couple of things which I count as, my key strategies, or you can say the secret of my success is this, that I plan everything before it happens actually. So before I go to any training, even before this interview also, I have done enough planning.
Is that planning on mind or on your paper?
No, everything. Is planning on mind, planning on paper, planning in my computer, planning and discussion with my team. This is something which I do because I believe the real secret of success is knowing the road ahead. Okay, so this is a similar thing which you have maybe also, you have also experienced this thing that, when we play a video game with younger kids actually, when most of the time we play the video game with the kids, most of the time they are going to win that thing. Do you know the reason? Do you know the reason why they always win?
What's the reason?
It's not because they are smarter than us, or it's not because they are more experienced than us. They are younger actually, but still they always win because they know the road ahead. So when they play the game, they have played that game 50 times
earlier
also. And that's why when they play this thing again, they are enough confident about this and they know the road ahead.
Yep. So they have walked that path already.
Exactly. So in my case also, when I am not ready for some of the challenges or something like that, I first try to figure out the things which are going to happen, which worst can happen. So before going on the stage, I always, make myself ready for all the possible questions which can be there. And this is something which I'm doing from my first training itself. So that's again, I always advise everyone that you should do that thing. But again, sometimes that preparation should be also, or the planning should be also in the limited time with the dedicated dates, because I have seen people who just plan, and they do not take action.
But there is no deadline on it.
Exactly. So once you have a deadline, then you have to plan that thing accordingly.
Any specific tool or technique that you would like to share to people who are struggling on planning of their road ahead or their next step that you use and find useful?
No, I don't think that there is some online tools which are available for planning and all. But I should tell you one thing, another incident. I want that all of your listeners should try this thing, that before facing some challenges, you already know that you're going to success in that. You're going to get success in that. So before my training, I know that I'm going to do everything properly fine, and that's why I do that thing, because I am ready for all the planning and all those things. So it is something like another incident which I used to do in my college days actually. So normally during the beginning of the college, all the boys, they try to propose a girl. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah, and the feeling was like this, that whether she is going to accept it or reject. I hope you all young guys can connect with me in that, right? Now, what I used to do in my past, during the first week of the college days, I actually go and propose 5-6 girls in same day, on same day actually, and whoever is going to say yes in that, then I'm going to tell her that you don't announce this loudly right now. After 2 days, I'll do that. And then I go to my friends and then I discuss that, guys, I am thinking to propose this girl actually. And, when you share this kind of information with your friends, I hope you know what they are going to tell you. And I really enjoy the feeling that, those guys are going to say 1,000 wrong things to me, that no, she'll not agree with you, or 1,000 negative thoughts actually. But in the back of my mind, I already know that she's already agreed. She's already, accepted my proposal. So that is something which is an awesome feeling, which you already know that you're going to get succeed in future. The same thing I'm doing in my life also, which I also want everyone should try this once. So when I launched my book also, you already said that, my book became the bestseller on the day of the launch. Now, anyone who's going to, hear this thing, the first thing they have to understand is this, that when you're launching the book on the book launch day, how the book can become a bestseller. The obvious reason is the marketing which you have done before that. Because on the day of the launch, it means people have not read that book. It's not because of the book content is good. Obviously, it is good, and I'm even getting good sales every month from the book. But the point is, I have planned that success in the beginning, and that's why we did a campaign for almost 2 months before the book launch was there actually. So I did all the campaign things. We designed that in such a way that on the day of the launch, it become a bestseller.
Wow.
So this is something which is an awesome feeling when you already know that you will get succeed, and that's why you plan accordingly to that. And that is not something which is by chance, or even the risk factor is also very low. So people say that this is not possible in real life. So I say, yeah, everything you cannot plan, but at least in business, everything is something which you can plan.
So do you visualize or use some kind of visualization technique before you go to a stage or take up your public speaking assignments?
Yeah. I'm a big visualization fan actually. I visualize a couple of things, and actually again, this is not something which I do intentionally. Now it's a part of my nature. So before going on any particular a new launch of product, or launching a new digital marketing campaign, or launching a new event, or launching a book, whatever I launch, I visualize each and every aspect of that. I try to understand the pros and cons of the things which can happen with that thing. And again, I decide based on some realistic criteria. So not because I do not write book, or I do not launch product because I like that. I actually study the strategies of the market. So I cannot share all the strategies right now, because that's why we do some of the workshop of Power Wealth Formula across India actually. And that's why during that 1-day workshop, people can learn that thing, that how they can, create a strategies for their product, for their customers, and how they can get that.
And guys, this is the same program that Maruti is offering to 10 lucky listeners of this podcast. So make sure you stay with us so that Maruti announce about this contest and how you can be one of those. So you have been working with businesses and help them strategize their performance, individuals to grow their financial status. And how did this all happen? Like, is it like that you had been through that phase in your life, and once you have discovered a way out of it and wanted to help people around you?
Again, it came actually from my profession only, because teaching is that particular profession when every day you'll have new challenges. So for most of my clients comes to me because they are stuck with some of the problem, and what I have to give is not something that you should be motivated or don't worry about those things. So these kind of things don't work in real life. What I have to deliver is a solution of the problem. And that's where I develop my skill of designing the strategies for my clients and customers. So when they come to me, they do not want that, okay, this is going to be fixed up after some time. Don't worry about that. Professionals cannot use this kind of words actually. So when we have a problem, we should find out a solution. And that's what my goal is also there. You can see that, nowadays number of motivation coaches and trainers are there who motivates. So, but I really don't believe in motivation actually. So positive thinking is okay, but the more important thing is you should take the positive actions. You don't need motivation. That's what even my tagline on my website also. So you don't need motivation, you need actions. So you need to figure out that which right set of actions you have to take in the right direction so that you'll get the result. And this is also something which I also struggle in my life. When I was not very young, when I was I think 27, 28 or something like that, we faced a couple of issues in life, even the social life as well as the financial life also. And this is what I realized, which happens with most of the people in India also. Like, I was working hard to get the enough money because I was something like I want to make enough money every month. So I was working hard, and that's why I was taking enough assignment from everywhere, wherever I'm getting that. And somehow when I was working hard to make money, so I want to make my financial status stable. But at the same time, somewhere I was not able to give enough time to my family. I was not able to concentrate on my relationships. So the moment I realized that thing, I started giving more time to my family and relationship and all that thing. But when I was giving time there, then at the same time, my business went down. And even I struggled with the health issues and all this thing in between. So I was gaining weight and all these things happens. So this is something which is, a phase of every professional who's working. So we try to concentrate on the financial things and the relationship will go down. The moment you start concentrating on relationship, the financial things or your health will go down. And
so how do you balance these both?
So that's what which is my formula. So I always say that my book Power Wealth Formula, or even my seminars, is not only being rich or making money actually. I always say that being wealthy means you should have a combination of three things. You should have enough money, you should have enough time, and you should have the third and most important thing, which is peace of mind. This peace of mind is going to come when you are enough healthy, when you have a good relationship with your family, you have good quality of friends with you. So all these things are coming and in under one umbrella, which is peace of mind. So I count someone wealthy when they have these three things equally: time, money, as well as peace of mind. So when you have these three things, then you can say you're wealthy actually. And whoever is attending my seminar, they are going to create a strategies to improve their relationship, to improve their financial status, to improve their time management skills and all these things. So we actually work on all aspects of that. So it's something that by these strategies, you can get the power as well as you can get the desired wealth, and you can be the wealthy in real mean.
But I'm sure that things were not always good for you. Can you take us there and share with us about the darker period of your life, or struggle or challenges that you have faced in your life?
Well, I have already shared a couple of struggles with you already in this discussion, but I can share one of the incident 2009 was a year which was a nightmare for me actually, because at that time we stuck up with the recession. I'm sure everybody heard about that. The IT recession was going on, and you can just imagine a person who was a freelancer trainer. The people who were already having a secure job, they were also getting fired from the job. You cannot imagine the life of the freelancer trainer. Whatever I have earned from last 3-4 years at that time, whatever my saving was there, I actually lost everything. Even during the same period of the time, my father met with an accident.
Oh
And
man.
I have seen some of the days when he was hospitalized and I was not having any money, and even nobody helped us at that time.
Gosh.
So I've seen those dates, and that's why I was somewhere knowing in the back of my mind that this is a bad time of my life which is going right now. But the good thing of the bad time is this, that one day this will end. And I decided that the moment this will end, after that, when my good time will come back, I'll at least do something that I should not face this kind of time again. Or even I'll help people who are struggling with the similar kind of things, and who can learn those techniques, and who can get better from their own life also. Okay, so I seriously believe that making money or creating a passive income is really easy nowadays compared to years before, because of this social media and internet and all these things. We guys are really lucky that we have couple of ways which we can really create in an easier way.
Mm-hmm. So, some example that comes in your mind about faster way that you have generated some passive income for you.
Well, I believe every human being is having some special thing inside them. If I meet 10 people, if you give me any 10 people, I can give you a guarantee that out of 10, at least 8 are going to have some of the special skills inside them. And if they just, if we just channelize that properly, they can make an extra income from that. Now, this extra income always depends on their existing income actually. So, suppose a person who's making 1 lakh, he can easily make another 50,000 to 70,000 from the secondary income. And even if your listeners, they want to check about myself, they can Google my name, Maruti Makwana, and I have over 14 products which I've created. Even my book is also one of my product which I'm selling globally across the world actually. So the point is, it's really easy nowadays to get some secondary income and having some source of income which you're getting without continuously working. So not 9 to 5 job. It's something that which you can get without that also.
Is that about creating some kind of digital product like online courses or ebook, or maybe some kind of writing this book?
No. Yeah. So I should not suggest the same thing to everyone. Look, it is something like medicines. Like once you have a headache, you have a different medicine. Once you have a back pain, you have a different medicine. If you get infected with some flu, then you're going to follow through a different kind of treatment. So there should not be one magazine for everyone, or one medicine for everyone. But the point is that each and every person has some skill. Like you have a skill of talking actually, so you talk very well. And same way, somebody else is having a skill of writing a book. Even I must say that book writing is something which is really easy thing. And making your book, even if it is your first book, making that book as a bestseller is also easy thing. I'm telling you frankly, because I did that, so it's not a tough job.
Amazon bestseller on the first day of its launch.
Yeah, so that's not that hard actually. So I really love meeting people who can tell me the solution, or who should not tell me that this is too tough, you can't do this. So people who told me that with 8 months of experience you can't become a coach, with your first book you can't become a bestseller. So all these things were actually, I should not say loudly like this, but it's a bullshit. So we should not concentrate on those things. We should find out a way by which we can do that.
I don't know why, we are so primed in a way that we believe what the people are, feeding us on our brain 24/7. I think that's the upbringing that most of us have, that people, even the closest to us, they could be our parents, they could be our teachers, they could be our best of the friends. Those are the people who are coming up there and telling us that this is something that couldn't be done. This is something that we cannot do. And we are buying into that and not able to create some kind of success that we are capable of.
No, I totally agree with you, and that is where the mindset is important. So all the successful people, if you see, they have a different mindset than the people who are losers. So their mindset is going to design their destiny, their future actually. And in my case, I always choose between two person. Like if there is one person who's telling me that no, this is not possible, and if the other person is telling me that you do this things, and then maybe you can do this, then I'll go to the second person, because at least there is a chances are there, and he's going to tell me that what I have to do exactly.
I'm also a big believer of being in touch with the people who empowers me rather than who tears me down. I love in being in company of people who says me that you can do this, go ahead for this, rather than criticizing for the first time when I put my ideas in front of them, and when they laugh at me or say some kind of criticize me or try to tear me down, and that really is depressing situation. And most of us are having that kind of circle, and when we are in that kind of circle, it's impossible that we can create fortune for ourselves. So I think it's very important to have that kind of circle and surround ourselves with people who empower us rather than people who tears us down.
Yeah, correct. And there is one line of Jim Rohn which I would like to add. He said that you are going to be an average of 5 people you mostly hang out with. Okay, and this is so true actually.
True.
If you create a circle of 5 people mostly you hang out with, you're going to be the average of that for sure. And the choice is yours actually. If you hang out with the successful people, you'll be like that.
Yep. So your book is named as Power Wealth Formula. What does that mean? Power Wealth Formula.
Well, actually, that is going to show you the formula. Now, formula is something which is achieved when you follow the step-by-step process. Okay, so you can say it's a formula, you can say it's a system, or you can say it's a recipe. When we create something, we follow some set of steps, and once you do that thing, at the end of the day, you'll get that result. Like if I tell you that if I want to make a chocolate cake, then there should be a recipe which I have to follow step by step. Am I right?
Yep.
And at the end of the steps, maybe I'll get a chocolate cake. And same way, my formula is going to give people the power and the wealth which they are looking for. But this steps are starting from the mindset to the real strategies which they can apply on themselves. And throughout the book, I have added some of the questions inside the book which they have to ask themselves. And they are going to get the answers of that question based on my book flow, actually. So that is something which is a formula. At the end of my book, I'm sure that the person is going to get the right formula to move ahead in the life and to grow their business, to excel in their profession and all these things.
What was that one question that changed your life?
Well, that's not one question, actually. That is one thought which came in my mind, which is like a question. So
light bulb moment.
Yeah. So I'm always eager to learn new things. Okay. So I try to find out the right mentor or right person who can teach me those things. Okay. So that one question which struck in my mind and which came in my mind in the year 2011, I can tell you. In the 2011, I'm proudly saying that I got my first mentor, and he helped me on a couple of things. So that was one question that if I want to do something, I should ask whom actually, who's the right person for that. And that was that question which, I took to figure out that. But the moment I figured out it, everything will be, that was back on track.
So, your book is already an Amazon bestseller. So how many copies of your book were sold on first day of your book launch?
That was, I think, on that same day we sold, I think, 800 or 900 copies.
800, that's huge for the first day of a book launch. It was just a hard copy or Kindle or both combined?
No, that was a combination. I'm just showing you the hard copy right now because I launched with the hard copy, and we ran a campaign for 2 months. We did a pre-order for almost 20 days. And we designed the campaign in such a way that majority of the people should buy that thing on the day of the launch itself. So few people bought already earlier also, but we design in such a way that everyone should buy on the same day the moment it's going to be launched. So that's what me and my publisher has, done this thing as a team actually, and we somehow got the things which we planned which work well actually.
And it ultimately moved up to number 1 on the business category and the Amazon. How was that feeling when your book was being number 1 and placed just on the side of Stephen R. Covey's legendary book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? How was that feeling?
Yeah, actually, again, I was so happy. I was so happy because the first thing is this was my first book, and the second thing is even I have taken the screenshot of that and I posted that thing in my Facebook that my book become bestseller, and then the next book which was on the second rank, that is the most useful book in business help. That was that 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So that was a awesome moment. But trust me, I'm telling you that this is the same feeling which I'm getting throughout my lifetime. Because once you plan the success and you figured out how to do that thing, and then you do that thing, and you wait for the moment when that moment happens. This is something which is awesome feeling, which I want to give all the listeners as a take home. That you plan something which you already know that you'll get succeed, and then you wait for the moment when you'll get succeed. This is an extraordinary feeling.
Powerful, very powerful. Why do you think many people are not able to make money they should be making in their life?
I think there are a couple of reasons for that, but I'll add one important reason. People concentrate on the wrong things actually. I always say that this is something which is not an area of it's an area of no concern. So most Indian people, we are every day to day discussing about number of things which we cannot control, like maybe people complain about their day to day traffic in their city, or people complain about the politics, or even they see number of issues which are happening on the social media, and they start discussing about those issues. But actually I believe that in spite of if our focus is on those issues, our mind is automatically going to try to find out a solution of those issues, and at one point of time your mind will stop because there is no an obvious solution of that particular problem. And the moment this happens, our mind will automatically start accepting the things that okay, problem exists and we cannot solve them. In my case, I want to encourage people to focusing on the right thing. So the things which are not in my hand, I do not concentrate about that. If US president is changed and Donald Trump is going to do some nonsense things, I cannot control that. Then why should I discuss about that? Why should I waste my time in discussing those things which are not in my control? So my first thing which I want to give to your listeners is this, that they should concentrate about or focus about or discuss about only those things which are in their control. The things which are not in our control, we should not talk about that. We should not waste our time in that. It's better that instead of wasting my time in this kind of discussion, I spend time with my family more.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years that I've stopped watching news myself, and I have even written a blog about that, why listening to news sucks. And because there is a lot of negativity, they want us to believe and see the world in the way they want us to see. They are kind of emotionally, they want us to get emotional and have that emotional flood going on within us, so that we get anger and all those stuff. And pretty much so many people wake up early morning to turn their news channel on, and what we can expect that person go to office and what kind of contribution they're gonna do. That person has already seen the crimes and murders and all those wrong happenings on his city or all around the globe, and all the negativity is filled on in his head. Mindset, is something that is stopping people from making their wealth. So what it is that you didn't understood about money or wealth when you started out, but you mastered it along the way?
No, even there are a number of things which I'm still not able to understand. So I can add those things also. So it's not that I understand everything. I'm telling you frankly, I'm good in making money, and I'm good in generating passive income. I can help people making money, whatever the desired income is there, because I believe that there is no limit of whatever you can earn. Okay, there is a limit of maybe what you can save, But I help people in negotiating a higher salaries, starting from that to creating a simple products and make huge money from that when you sell it across the world actually. So in India right now, our biggest plus point is our population. Even if you create a product of just 2 rupees, you can be a billionaire using that. So if you just target the right customers for that. So there are a couple of things which I can say that my weakness. So I can tell you the first weakness is I'm very bad in savings. Okay, I do not spend my energy on saving because somewhere this is my mindset that saving is always having a limit actually. And whatever you're going to save for years also, I have seen in my life also that it can be maybe spent in one single day and you'll not have anything with you. So I always suggest that better than saving. I mean, saving is a good thing. Those who can do that thing, they should do that. But I totally focus on earning, not on saving. So I do earning. Even better than saving, I suggest people they should do investment.
Investment, yep.
So investment is a better option than saving. So this is one thing which I don't know is saving. I am more good on investment as well as on the earning part actually, not on the saving part.
Do you think one can be successful with victim mindset, or can success last longer with that kind of mindset? You may like to give some examples if you have them on your mind right now.
There are look, first of all, mindset is everything. Okay, that is the first step which help people to decide. Look, if you see my website or my blogs also, I have defined the success into 5 steps actually. So the first step is actually decision. So it is decide. The second step is commit. The third step is taking actions on that. So that is act. So decide, commit, act, and then you're going to get succeed. And once you get succeed, you have to repeat. So this is something which is a mindset only. And when the person understands that mindset, then only they can get the success. The victim syndrome or victim mindset is never going to help for anyone. Even though they are trying hard, they are always going to do a hard work like a donkey. They will never do the hard work like a racehorse, because that's the biggest difference. If your mindset is wrong, even though you are working hard, you will be like a hard-working donkey, and nobody likes that donkey. But the moment you're going to work hard like a racehorse, people will love you as well as they want to take selfie with you.
So how can one build that kind of wealthy mindset?
Well, they should read my book.
And 10 lucky people are going to ask this question to you in person on your seminar.
Yes, of course. So I'm sharing 10 VIP tickets, not a normal ticket.
We are going to share about that in a while. Yeah. So why should one build a business while they are broke?
Well, because they are broke, they have to build a business actually, because life is always having opportunities. We just have to find out that. We just have to work on that. So if you are broke, yeah, of course, you need to build a business. You need to find out a way to come out from that. You should not give up. God has given us one life only. And if you're not trying enough, if you're not working hard, I don't think this is worth actually. So at the end of the day, I believe that whatever powers God has given us, they have already given us everything. We should not complain to God. We should not ask anything more than this to God. So whatever powers God has given to you, you should use that thing in the right direction, and you can obviously get succeed if you use that thing in the right way.
What is your purpose, and how has it evolved over time?
Well, I'm on the mission actually. So I want to help especially a people of India and especially a middle class people in that, because I have seen that the people who are struggling with the financial issues, these financial issues not only affect their profession, it already affects their relationship as well as their health and the other things also. So I want to help them with the right mindset, with the right strategies of mine, and that's the reason I'm doing all these public seminars, even free and paid. Both the seminars we do, free seminars we are doing so that everyone should attend that and they should learn at least something meaningful from that. And that's also one of the reasons that I have launched my book with a very cheap cost actually. The book cost is only 200 rupees, and you can get to know that thing when you publish a book, that this is the minimum cost of any particular a book which is self-published actually.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is the one question that most people don't ask you, but you think they should be asking you?
People always try to find out that what I'm doing right now, okay, or why I'm successful, or why I'm how I'm doing all these things right now. But they don't want to know how exactly I have started it. So they should ask me, look, because if I am on the standard, suppose 10th standard I'm studying right now, then I should ask the person who is in 11th standard. Okay, so the next level of the person, so that he can guide me perfectly because he has just now passed from the 10th standard. Now, what is a mistake which people are doing actually? They directly see any successful person and they try to understand what they are doing, okay, at that point of time. So if I try to understand that thing, that person is maybe already working in the final year of the college, and I'm trying to copy him in the 10th standard. Obviously, I'm going to get failed because the rules are different for every standard. In the life also, it's like this. Every stage of the life, when you're launching something, when you're growing that thing, when you're working on the next venture, we have a different strategies for everything. The mistake which people do is they ask some question based on the recent, based on the past, or the problem which they are having, but they don't try to find the solution of those things in the recent time. Even when they read the success stories also, they read the success stories of the past, the person who becomes successful before 40 years, before 30 years. They have to learn from the recent time that how, like for example, if I want to study, which I already studied, that how Mukesh Ambani has launched the Geo and how he becomes successful and how he's going to get the profit from that. So this is something which is happening right now. So if I want to establish a new business, then I should study that thing. But that doesn't mean that I should copy him because he is maybe 10 levels higher than me. Then I should not exactly copy him. I should learn from that, and then I should start based on my particular level.
Yep. Completely agreed with that. Guys, I'm enjoying this conversation with Maruti Makwana, and I hope you are too. Now it's time for enlightening round. But before that, here's a small request for you. If you love listening to this podcast, make sure you subscribe to our newsletters at theinspiringtalk.com/subscribe. And also, don't forget to like The Inspiring Talk Facebook page for latest updates. And you can find link for all the resources, books, and programs that is mentioned in this episode by visiting theinspiringtalk.com/04. That is theinspiringtalk.com/04. And also, stay with us as Maruti is gonna share how you can win his one-day seminar for free, and that is a VIP ticket for his one-day seminar called Power Wealth Formula Seminar. Now, I'm super excited about enlightening round. Maruti, are you excited?
Yes, I'm also super excited.
What inspires you to do everything that you do?
Well, basically, there are two things which are inspiring me. The first thing is obviously my work. Whatever I'm doing right now, trust me, at the end of every session, whether I do this thing for corporate or I do this thing for the common people or public seminars or whatever I do, at the end of the day, when people are happy, when they are, when you see their faces, the feeling which I'm getting after that, or even every time when they send me an email of thank you email because they achieved something because of that. So that feeling is something which is always, you can say it's working like a fuel for my next future ventures actually. So that is something, that feeling, which is the main reason which inspires me to do whatever I'm doing actually. And yeah, I can say the second thing which is inspiring me always throughout my lifetime is all the guidance and all the things which my father taught me. So throughout my lifetime, whenever I stuck, he is the only person who has motivated me, or he has given me the right kind of guidance for that. So these are the two reasons. Whatever I'm doing in my life, the first thing is that feeling which I'm getting from the people when I do this kind of work, and the second thing is my father's guidance.
What's your definition of success?
It's a journey. It's not something which today you have and tomorrow you don't have. It's a journey which you have to achieve step by step. Even the failure is also part of the success only, because without those failures you'll not have an awesome story.
Which one daily habit do you believe has been game changer for you in your success journey?
Okay, one daily habit. I can say, again, this is something which is possible for me. So what I do, I normally do not follow routine of 9 to 5 or any official schedule or something like that. When I'm not on a training, I work when I like. So sometimes I wake up at midnight and I started working on some particular things, or even in the early morning, sometimes in the afternoon. So I work when I get the feeling from inside that, yeah, I have to work on this or I have to work on that. So I do not follow any routine for work, because I believe that when you follow the routine, you'll get bored with that and you'll not have new ideas in that case. So in my case, whatever new ideas and new things which are coming in my mind, it's always in the different, when I'm in mood of working, I do work at that time only, not always. So my simple habit is do not follow routine. Do anything different. Even people, your listeners can start this thing from tomorrow also. Instead of doing the in the morning, instead of doing the brush first and then sitting on the pot, they should start reversing that. And trust me, when we do not follow routine, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So which one book, according to you, is must read for everyone seeking to improve their life, apart from Power Wealth Formula?
Apart from Power Wealth Formula, look, again, I am going to promote my book only first. Okay, so I want them to buy that only. No, but apart from this, if you tell me, I can suggest 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So that is an awesome book, actually. Even I read it, I think in my life, I read it 3 times. So I repeat books. I'm a big fan of books, actually, because I believe the best investment I have done in my life is in books.
Which one habit out of those 7 habits is something that you are really excited or you really love?
Well, I love, even I'm using one of the habit, which is, synergy. There is a habit which is called synergy. And, it helps you to keep growing, keep learning new things always. And even I'm using that thing that when you have a good friend and you work with the synergy with them, that is something which is very important. And even the last habit, which is sharpening the saw, I use that also a lot, because learning is something which is a part of our life. So I believe that every day we should learn something. So that sharpening the saw is also one of the important habits which I use. So unfortunately, I'm not using all 7, but yeah, this 2 is already part of my life, is in my blood now.
Keep growing and keep yourself pushing forward, and that is very important for success. If you were to start this success journey all over again, what are those 3 things that you would have done differently?
Okay, the 3 things which I have done differently. I think, again, I already said this, but the first thing which I would love to do differently is I should get the mentor at the early stage of my life. So I got that thing very late, as I told you. But if I was having someone who can guide me when I was 23 years old, then I think that is something which I would like to change. The second thing, I think I should learn how to save also. Okay, so that is something which I would like to change. And the third thing is, I travel a lot. So I think the one thing which I want to change is I want to travel more, actually. So I think still, even though I'm traveling a lot, I want to travel more, because we have only one life and the world is not a small place, actually.
To explore the world, that's one thing that you wish that you would have done differently. You would have traveled. You could have traveled more than what you have been able to travel so far. Maruti, I'm so glad that you are giving away 10 VIP tickets to your powerful one-day Power Wealth Formula seminar. Please take time to talk about Get Inspired contest, through which you are giving away this valuable gift.
Yeah, what we are doing, actually, we are doing seminars every month across India in different cities, and we are doing Power Wealth Formula seminars for the people who wants to apply this thing in their life. And we are providing 10 free VIP tickets using this contest. So your listeners who wants to get these 10 VIP tickets, they have to just take a selfie with one of their favorite book, or if they are also a reader of my Power Wealth Formula book, then they can take a selfie with that particular book also. Now, people who wants to take part in the contest, they have to upload the selfies with their details on the page, which is visible in that the inspiringtalk.com/contest. And once they submit that thing, the contest is going on till 30th of September. And after this, we'll announce those 10 users who are going to win this Power Wealth Formula ticket worth rupees 5,000.
And guys, I'm going to give shout out to all those 10 winners on the Inspiring Talk podcast. And also, we are going to feature you on our Facebook page, and you are going to be featured on other social medias as well. So guys, if you wish to be considered for this amazing gift Maruti is offering, go to theinspiringtalk.com/contest. That is theinspiringtalk.com/contest right now, and post your selfie with your favorite book or Maruti's book, Power Wealth Formula, so that we can give you the ticket for powerful Power Wealth seminar. So guys, just go ahead and participate in that contest, and you can share that with your friends by clicking the link that is given on the contest page itself. So make sure guys you participate in this contest, and this is where you get opportunity to connect with Maruti and learn from him. So Maruti, we are coming to an end of this interview. Here's the last question for you. Let's say that there's a television out there, and that's many inches bigger TV out there, and that TV is being seen by millions and millions of people out there, and you have got 1 minute time to be on that TV and give your most important lesson that you have learned in your life to people out there. Millions and millions of people are watching you right now. So what would your message be to those people out there?
My message to those people will be like this, that we have only one life, and whatever you need to get succeed in that life is already given to you by the God. So we should value those things which are given to us. And I just advise that be fearless. All the wonderful things of the life are always at the other side of the fear. So be fearless, give your 100% in whatever you are trying to do. And obviously, if you are giving 100%, you will get succeed in future.
Go ahead, guys, and take action out there and make something happen. Do something inspiring that world will witness your talent, so that you can create something awesome and you can gift this world with the gift that you have. So before I say goodbye, Maruti, please take time to share about how can people connect with you and learn from you.
Well, if they want to connect with me, again, there are a number of information which is available online. They can just Google my name, Maruti Makwana, which is MARUTI MAKWANA, and they'll get all the information about me. But still, I would love if they connect with me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Maruti Makwana, or they can connect with me on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Maruti Makwana. So I will love to connect with them. And if they want to email me, they can email me on contact@marutimakwana.com. And I personally take a time to read each and every email every day.
Guys, make sure you connect with Maruti Makwana on all the social media site. And if you have a special query, or if you have a special question that is itching you for a while, that you think Maruti can give you answer, then make sure you email him, but don't be spammy. I hate spam, and I'm sure that Maruti also hate being spammed. Thank you, Maruti. I really appreciate that you had been here, and I'm so glad that you made it possible. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, BJ, for such a nice interview, actually.
There you have it. Guys, if you got some inspiration, if you learned something from this episode, make sure you share with your friends and family by visiting theinspiringtalk.com/04. There are some tweetables on the show note. Make sure you tweet them by visiting theinspiringtalk.com/04. And don't forget to tag me and Maruti on Twitter. And also, don't forget to participate in Get Inspired contest. You can submit your selfies right now by visiting theinspiringtalk.com/contest. That is theinspiringtalk.com/contest. And finally, guys, take that first step. Don't sit on your couch and wait there. Nobody is going to come for your rescue. Once you step out, there are people who are willing to pull you up and help you. Just begin. I'll catch you in the next. Thank you for listening, and now go out there and do something inspiring.